Kindness of the Heart, Chapter 3, Movie Night. July 11th, 2016. It's been about 3 weeks since Ben was found by Belina in the rain. Even though Ben decided he was only going to stay with her until after his hypothermia was gone, but he felt like he shouldn't leave her. After all, she took him in and took care of him. He figured staying with her was the least he could do for her. Since Ben has decided to stay with her, Melina had went out and bought him some clothes and other things to make him feel more welcome. She enjoys having a roommate as company, considering she's been on her own for quite some time. She also enjoys Ben's company, even though he's stubborn, has an attitude, and is a bad boy. Melina likes having him around. Melina is so sad that she doesn't have a spare room for Ben to sleep in, but he said that he's fine sleeping on the couch. Melina has an old storage room next to one of the bathrooms that she doesn't use, and she promised him that she's going to fix that for him so he can sleep there instead of on the couch. Komachi has also taken a liking to Ben. Every other night, Komachi sleeps with Ben on the couch. He also loves to play with Ben and lie on top of them when they're both being lazy. Ben's also grown kind of fond of Komachi. He drools and slobbers all over him, but Komachi's got a face that you just can't stay mad at. The salty smell of popcorn had filled the air in the apartment as Ben sat down on the couch in the living room with two medium pizza boxes and two glasses that sat on the coffee table. Ben's attire had changed since he's been living with Melina. It consisted of a black t-shirt, a red hoodie, pale blue jeans, ripped at the knees, and red and white sneakers. Popcorn's done, Melina said as she walked into the room with a large bowl of popcorn and a 2-liter bottle of Diet Coke. Extra buttery? Ben asked. Extra buttery, Melina answered as she placed the bowl on the couch and poured the soda into the glasses. So, what are we watching? Ben asked. It better not be something lame like that last Avatar movie we watched last week. It was not lame, Melina defended. I found it to be very interesting because of the fighting style they used in the movie. Whatever, Ben said with a roll of his eyes. What kind of pizza did you order? The kind you eat? Melina joked as she placed the soda bottle on the table. Real funny, Ben deadpanned. I thought so, Melina said with a giggle. Olives for me and peppers and onions for you. As for the movie, we are going to watch Scary Movie 5, Melina said as she grabbed the DVD from the shelf that stood on the other side of the fireplace. Have you ever seen it? Not really, Ben shrugged. I've seen bits and pieces, but that's all. Well, you gotta see it. It's really funny. Melina then inserted the disc into the DVD slot on the side of her 56-inch flat screen TV that hung above the fireplace. Melina then sat down on the couch next to Ben with popcorn ball between them. as she hit play on the remote, just as Komachi jumped on the couch and laid his head on Melina's lap. After about halfway through the movie, laughing at the funny parts and cringing at the awkward parts, Ben was thinking that maybe he should try to get to know Melina more. So, you live here all by yourself, right? Ben asked, turning to her. Just me and Komachi, Melina answered as she patted his back while he laid on her lap. Well, what about your parents? My mother is a Navy soldier, and she's out of the country for most of the year, but I still get letters from her and call her every now and then, Melina answered. How about your dad? The smile from Melina's face fell, and she looked down. My father My father died in an accident when I was 6. She then clenched the necklace around her neck. And this necklace is all I have left of him. It was a white shark tooth necklace with 3 brown beads on both sides of the tooth. I'm sorry, Ben said honestly. Thanks, it's okay, she said, nodding her head. So, she turned to face him. Why don't we talk about you? What's your life like? Ben looked away from her. Well, there's not much to tell. I don't really remember much of my old life. From what I can remember, I was alone and on my own up until I got my powers. And when I was younger, I was taken in by this guy. He was a doctor. Ben's fist clenched at the thought of Ock, and Melina noticed it. He took me in, and he's the one who gave me my powers, so I felt like I owed him. You know? He looked back at her, and she nodded slightly. He sighed before continuing. Anyway, I used to think that he actually cared about me, but it turned out that he was just using me as a tool for his dirty work and to hurt the ones that I cared about. I'm really sorry to hear that, Ben, Marie said after hearing Ben's story. If it makes you feel any better, I know how it feels to be used by someone you trusted. She once again held her upper arm tightly, and Ben noticed it. He could tell that she was hiding something, but decided not to push it. Does that have anything to do with why you were out in the freezing rain that night? Lauren asked. Kinda, yeah, Ben answered vaguely. Well, you know what? Marie asked as Ben looked at her. I can tell you this right now. You don't have to worry about being used or being alone anymore. She placed a hand over his. Because now you've got me. Then Komachi lifted his head up and barked once at them. And Komachi too, Maria said with a giggle, while Ben smiled. Maria smiled back at him while blushing slightly, knowing that she had her hand over his. She then moved her hand from his and he continued to watch the movie, smiles never leaving their faces. Ben then looked at her while she was watching the movie. This girl ain't half bad, he smiled to himself as he returned his attention back to the movie.